Hello out there in the YouTubeverse. You have Max back from a hiatus of working on a bunch of projects for the end of the year and working with everyone over at Supraliminal Films to get 2019 established and ready, and coming off of a pretty severe cold that knocked me on my butt for like 2.5 weeks. It was a real deal. I still have a bit of a cough, a little bit of mucus going on, so if there's any sniffling or coughing, my apologies. But other than that, everything's been going pretty darn good. We are amped up and psyched for what's coming for you in 2019. We have a lot of game stuff, we got a lot of film stuff, we got a lot of stuff, got things that mix together, all kinds of new products, the old same stuff you love, all coming at you. Speaking of the same stuff we all love, let's get into a draft. I'm going to draft Dominaria because it's a sweet set, and I have some of the gems that we need. And it's a ranked draft, which I haven't done yet, so we're going to take a look and see what we can do. Precognition Field's kind of cool, but a very specific kind of card that I don't feel like pigeonholing myself with. Quindy is pretty cool, but Elves Reborn is dumb good. We're taking it. Yawgmoth's Vile Offering's pretty sick, and it's early enough we could try to run that line. Urgaros is cool. I like him a lot. There's a Llanowar Elf, a Cloud Reader Sphinx, a Caligo Skin Witch. Quite a few good options in this pack. I'm going to keep it black, try to keep it legendary. We already have, what's this legendary creature, right? Legendary Sorcery. Does it give me the reminder text? You can only cast Legendary Sorcery if you control a legendary creature or planeswalker. Okay. So our otherwise historic card will not help us. But we have a Cloud Reader Sphinx. We have a Grow from the Ashes if we want to get into green but still leave us open to a possible third color. If we want to go into blue, which is a common color to go with black, we can certainly go grab the Cloud Reader. There's a Blink of an Eye in this pack. There's a Deathbloom Thallid. I'm leaning towards the Cloud Reader Sphinx. This card is just pure value, and in this set, the best way to get value is to be able to get it immediately off the card. So even if they kill the Sphinx, you're getting a Scry 2. It's already doing something for your mana. It's just a pretty big win. Onward and upward. It's Yargle versus Academy Drake. For us, we could try to get the Sap Herd, try to maybe get that going, keep our options open. But I think Academy Drake is comparable enough to Sap Herd that I'll try to stay in my lane here that I've kind of eked out. It's a very easy Blink of an Eye here. No problem taking that. With enough Sky-based offense, it makes cards like Deep Freeze very good for us as well. So I'm not afraid to go there as well. We got a Windgrace Acolyte. We'll snatch that up. A little lukewarm on second one, but Unwind, it's kind of ho-hum. I don't know. I think I'll just... Well, I could take the Sparring Construct, but we don't really need Historic as much as we just simply need Legendary. So I could see that being an argument for the previous Yargle. I'm just not a Yargle fan. I know a lot of folks... Like, flavor-wise, I love Yargle. I think he's hilarious. I think it's great that he's a card in the set. As a 9/3 that dies to mostly any block or any piece of removal. And I know the dies to removal argument is kind of a lame one, but in my opinion, it just doesn't do enough. So, we'll see. It might wheel. I doubt it, but it might. I'm going to grab this Mammoth Spider. I'm not afraid to keep green on the possible docket here. I think I'll take Opt over Divest or Mammoth Spider. If you've watched our footage before, any of our stuff, A, thank you. And B, you'll know I'm not a fan of Divest very much, especially out of the main. Nothing really here for us, unfortunately. Last pick rescue, at least it's on color, I guess. We have a Marwyn, if we want to go into green. Thallid Soothsayer, who I'm a very big fan. I'm going to move the Mammoth to the sideboard for the minute. Grow from the Ashes can again keep us healthy 3-color. Fungal's one of my favorite cards in the set. I think it's great. I think good old Mushroom Head here is better, however, than the Fungal Infection. So I'm leaning towards that over any of the green cards. So I think we're just going to go ahead and take the Soothsayer. I don't necessarily want to go into 3 colors if I can help it. Llanowar Elf in this pack if we were green. Or again, I'm not ruling out green. I just prefer not to do it if I can help it. Academy Journey Mage is pretty sweet. Like right now, serious contenders, we have Opt. Well, Opt is kind of the weakest one of these, right? So we have 3 decent blue cards. 2 very good blue cards, in my opinion. 1 decent blue card and 1, Opt is certainly playable. We could take the Academy Journey Mage, which again is certainly a playable here. We could grab a Mishra Self-Replicator and try to do that kind of deal, though we're a little behind with it. It's not, a fantastic card, but it's a decent card. 5 for a 2/2 is a pretty heavy cost. We could try to switch to white and go with a Sarah Angel, but I feel like white might come this way but then get cut the next way. So that's kind of a liability. Not 100% on that one. Oh, excuse me. I muted the desktop audio, of course, not my microphone audio. Classic. We'll take the Academy Journey Mage. We'll try that. There's a Vicious Offering in this pack. There's another Cloud Reader Sphinx in this pack. Both exceptional cards. I'm going to take the Vicious here just to make sure I have removal, and I really want to make sure that that is taken care of if I can help it. We have, in this pack, Soul Salvage, probably the easy pick over a Tolarian Scholar. We're not the Wizard deck. I think this card's totally reasonable in the Wizard deck. But we are definitely more of a Soul Salvage build. Okay, now we're talking. Whisper's pretty darn good for us. I love Caligo Skin Witch, but Whisper is a legend. And we can loop some of our rather nasty cards. Whew. Okay, I can't believe there's a Sapperling Migration in this pack. You can tell I haven't done this much. It talks fast. I'll slow it down. There's a Blink of an Eye versus a Merfolk Trickster. Blink is so much value. Merfolk Trickster's good, but chances of me holding up blue in a deck that is predominantly black seems like a long shot. Fire Intervention I don't mind. It's a decent piece of removal. I don't hate that. Oh, this pack's just all like stuff we've taken already. Soul Salvage, Wing Grace. Not interested in Chainer's Torment. Oh boy. Yeah, we already have a Wing Grace. 2 Soul Salvage is a little excessive. Drudge Sentinel, not spectacular. Man, that's kind of a lame pickup, but we try. Yeah, nothing really here for us. We'll take this Unwind, I guess. Stronghold Confessor I don't hate. I definitely would play one of. Take Damning Sphere for my collection. I'm not taking a Rat Colony. I already have them. Pauper. I already have them. Got that covered. Same deal. Uncommon. Demonic Vigor's on color. Demonic Vigor still on color. So we're 17 cards going into this pack. We need a little bit of help to get going. We have a Cloud Reader versus a Fungal in this pack for us. I'm going to take the Cloud Reader. It's going to close out a game for us. Fungal's great. I love Fungal. But it's not the best of cards, and we need a little bit of help to kind of finish some things out. Wow, there's a History of Benalia in this pack. How bad is that I just want to take it from my collection? The Greed pick, History of Benalia. I mean, all I'm giving up is either a Deep Freeze or a Cold Water. The Deep Freeze is very, very good. But the Cold Water is... Like, I love Cold Water. He closes out a game nicely. We have a 6-drop. Alright, and I'm not sold on Fire H. Just, we could splash for it, potentially. So, it's, yeah, between Deep Freeze or the Greedy... the Greedy collection pick with History of Benalia. But I think Deep Freeze is good enough for our deck that we should be taking the Deep Freeze over the Cool Collection card. Cool Collection card. How alliterative. Muldrotha. We haven't been taking a ton of green. Our best green is a Mammoth Spider, unfortunately. If I had tried to pivot, maybe we could try to pivot back for Muldrotha. Very powerful card. Because they kill your creatures, you just recast them. It's a really hard card to beat in this game. There are 3 good pieces of, 1 bounce spell, 2 pieces of removal. We already have 2 blinks. I'm tempted to take the Vicious. It's still very good. It's a good piece of removal. It puts us up to 2 of them. It gives us a lot of options. Deep Freeze, also very good. I wouldn't mind taking it here. I mean, Blink is exceptional. I love the card, but it's how many Blink of an Eyes can you play? We're not a deck that necessarily wants to be playing infinite Blink of an Eye, but Vicious Offering, just a piece of actual removal, always a welcome thing. We're still seeing late Sapperling Migrations. We could have had 2 of those by now. And the Muldrotha. Granted, this is a non-bow with the Muldrotha, but pretty gross. Weight of Memory is a fantastic card, and I think it's a slam dunk for this. We're at 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, the Vile Offering may not make the deck. We'll take the weight of memory, though. The card's very good late game. And there's like nothing else I really want. I'll take the Voldalian Arcanist because we can actually kind of want it. It's not bad for us. Syncopate here pretty easy. Our first and only likely counterspell to make it. Whoa, we got a 3 Saproling Migration. What? Oh, man. Never lucky. Grab Tolarian for the sideboard. Holy crap. Now they're just kicking me in the nuts here. We already have a Dark Bargain. I don't think we'll play a Relic Run. I mean, I don't know. I'm looking at the Wild Onslaught. We could have had 4 Saproling Migration and a Wild Onslaught. What the heck? Oh my god, we were in the wrong color, everybody. This green is wide the freak open. I'm just taking Wild Onslaught out of principle. Holy cow. 23rd card, don't mind it being a snapper. It'll close out a game for us. Rescue versus Curator's Ward. None of this is really exciting stuff. Wow. Yeah, just... Sergeant at Arms' slate's actually surprising. Okay. Well, we have 23 cards is the good news. We're in the wrong deck is the bad news. So, we got that going for us. 7/5s is aggressive. Well, that's a lie. 7/5s is a little much. It's certainly the opposite of aggressive. Do we have any low drops that don't stink? Answer to that appears to be a wholehearted no. I don't mind the later drops. We have plenty of evasion. We have plenty of ways to take advantage of things. What does our creature count look like? I feel like it's low. 11 creatures is not very high. Maybe I cut a Vile Offering and drop in this Tolarian Scholar. He at least blocks. He's not my favorite thing in the world. Not even close. But Vile Offering, we have... Do we have a legendary creature? Whisper. And that's it. Yeah, not really going to do much for us, unfortunately. Sweet card, though. I wish I had gotten to play it. I should have... I mean, I could have gone into green with Impact 2 with taking Marwyn. I could have taken Yargle, which I should have in retrospect. Not because I think Yargle's... Again, I think Yargle's strictly worse. But Windgrace Acolytes ended up being, like, just, like, infinite of them. We had no problem there. We're on the play. We have a Vidalian Arcanist, which allows us to cast... We can cast our Vile Offering. We have time to draw things. I think it's okay. I mean, I just can't... I can't foresee mulliganing a... You know, I can cast 1, 2, 3 spells in this hand. It's just pretty darn good, so... Do I wish it were a little bit more shored up? Sure. But, like, if this Deep Freeze was a land, maybe I'd be a little bit happier, but... You can't pitch hands like this in Limited. You just don't have that advantage, unfortunately. Nice, got the hello back. I wish they had a good luck here. The old good luck, have fun. Cool. Alright. So we're looking to be in okay shape here. We got the Arcanist. We'll be able to either counter their 3. I mean, we'll be able to pass back to them at the end of this turn, most likely. Because we'll, I mean, hopefully draw our 3rd land. Fungal Plots is fine. Nice setup card there. Yeah. We'll just hold the Arcanist up. I don't need to get him 1 damage. Though I probably could have because they can't cast... I mean, they could cast a Llanowar Elf, I guess, around to Syncopate. But maybe it's a little telegraphy to keep it untapped. But I'm not super duper concerned yet. They're passing to attackers, passing to combat. Cool. We'll attack now. Just pass the turn. I don't really see a need to get one of these down yet. I mean, definitely not the Journey Mage. I'd rather be able to get value off that. Maybe should have played Mushroom Head just to get a little bit better of a clock going. We'll see. Maybe next turn on Mushroom Head. If I draw a land on Mushroom Head, I can hold up the Arcanist, play him, leave up a blue in the Arcanist, and maybe snatch a 5-drop for 1 or something. It's possible. There's plenty of 5-drops. Mammoth Spider comes to mind immediately. There are probably more. Guy's Blessing. Target player shall draw a card. Sure. No problem with that. Looks like they're looking for something, but what is it? I don't know. Dark Bargain. Well, that's an incentive to just attack and hold up our mana. Not too concerned there. Wish I had played the Thallid Soothsayer, obviously, but would not have expected our opponent to play a turn 4 Gaia's Blessing with no graveyard. But we'll just play a Dark Bargain. Our opponent putting us under virtually no pressure. I don't know at green-white what they do at instant speed. Maybe they're just really defensive and they're on a... Take a removal spell and a removal spell. Well, now we can definitely cast our Eldritch Reborn. We'll follow the plan and play Mushroom Head. I'm gonna telegraph a little bit here. Unfortunately, I had to choose between Syncopate and Vicious Offering. So we'll see what opponent does, but if they drop like a Primordial Worm or something crazy on their 6, we can snatch it for 1 with the Llanowar Elves Resolves. Interesting. The old turn 6 Llanowar Elf. What's the opponent up to? Song of Freyalise. Resolves. Okay. I mean, I don't like Eldritch Reborn doesn't even do a whole heck of a lot. Just gonna attack with Thallid Soothsayer, see what they do. It's like Llanowar Elves plus Trick. Don't really know what they're up to. We'll just bounce the Llanowar Elf. Call that a day. Maybe they're a third... I don't know. Maybe this white's a splash? And they just happen to draw 2 of their splash color? That's definitely happened to me before. I'm just trying to fathom what they're up to. That time I got the mic before the sneeze. Dub. Sure. So their plan against a bounce deck, the deck's playing dedicated bounce spells, is to dub up a... Okay. I'll break up this with a nice 2-for-1. I guess. I mean, you can play what you got to play what you draw. It's just unfortunate for our opponent that they kind of walked into exactly what they didn't want to see in that regard. And they got nothing off. That's the worst Song of Freyalise I've ever seen. They got 0 off that. I wonder what they're like. We've seen more enchantments than we've seen creatures out of our opponent at this point. Maybe they're trying to play around our counterspell, which we have been telegraphing. I will give them some credit there. We've been telegraphing the heck out of the counterspell. It's the first time really, truly we've let our shields down in many turns. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what opponent's doing. Maybe they've drawn the weird half of their deck. There's a Thorn Elemental. They can cast it. mean, that's certainly something. We're going to get a card out of their hand. Oh, wait, cancel that. Is it stuck? Am I stuck? Your connection has... You've lost connection to the server. I haven't had that happen before. That's the first time I've gotten that message. Interesting. I guess stopping the... I don't want to do that. Let me tap my creature for mana first. Broke it? Not that it's a big deal. I can still cast the second one. Cancel. Okay, here we go. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, we won't cast the Academy Drake. We'll just leave up the Syncopate in case they have another fat spell. But we're getting back their Thorn Elemental on our turn. And we're coming in for potentially lethal here. Corrosive Ooze is 100% okay. Every time I've held up the counterspell, they've had some rando crapper. But Elves Reborn is going to kill them. Okay, they're going to exile. They exiled the wrong card. Let's hope that they don't exile. They exile the Thorn Elemental, because I'm about to get that back. Opponent smartly using their fungal plots here. Okay, they got rid of the Thorn Elemental. Not a big deal, because I'll be able to cast a Cloud Reader Sphinx, in addition to getting back a creature. Did they disconnect? I've lost connection. I've never had that happen the first time, let alone the second time. Arena not in love with me tonight. Still in beta, people. Still in beta. Oh, right. Let's take a Whisper. I mean, I'll take the Scry over the... Leave up 2 mana. Now I'm going to think I disconnect every time. Oh, shit, what happened? Snapper's fine. What do we got, opponent? What have we here? I think I'm safe to attack with both, because if they want to double block Soothsayer, they don't get a good double block on both. Going for the double chump block. Seems weird with the fungal plots. Why wouldn't you want to get rid of your corrosive ooze? You're going to draw a card. Okay. 2 life and draw a card. That's fine. I will take it. They need to produce a lot, but a mammoth spider could do it. What do you got? What do you got? What do you got? Yeah, so what I'm thinking is next turn we'll Academy Drake potentially. We can deep freeze if need be. If they play a mammoth spider, likely. Basically, they need to produce enough creatures to block everything. Their Grow from the Ashes kicked. Fine by me. It seems like their deck is suited to do something that I don't know if they have enough payoff to actually do. Because we have seen some weird stuff. Song of Frailes, Adventurous Impulse, Dub, Gaia's Blessing. Like, I feel like they have a bomb in one of these colors, and that's why they're playing. I'm anxious to see if another color comes out here on this Grow. Opponent is taking their good sweet time here. Now I keep thinking it's me that's timing out. Did they grow for nothing? Appears to me that they grow from the ashes for no land. Sure. Okay. The classic, look at all these cards I had. I guess you just start at Bronze 4. I haven't played, so my limited rating is wherever it is when you start. I guess the Bronze 4 is one of those. Or is that place. But that was my first limited game since the ranks have been reset. So, pretty cool. I'm excited to play some more. Argo. He is something. He's pointy. What does pointy mean? I don't know pointy. With an opt, I think this is fine. We can guaranteed cast 2 of the spells, 3 of the spells, 4 of the spells, and it's fine. Slow, but it's fine. I don't hate it. We'll see what they got. They're either named after the film or the horse from Shadow of the Colossus. Who knows? Pretty sure that was the name of the horse from Shadow of the Colossus. Definitely the movie that Ben Affleck directed. Good movie. You may choose an artifact or creature card. Sure. You can have a Stronghold Confessor or a Vidalian Arcanist. Likely they'll take the Stronghold Confessor, would be my guess. I can't imagine them taking the Arcanist, but maybe they're like, that's the only thing you can cast. Unless they play the Stronghold. It truly sucks. I don't like Divest. They took the Vidalian Arcanist. That's funny. I think the lands will come. I'm not too worried about it. Rewarded by 2 land. Okie dokie. I don't mind passing into an empty board. I'm not in an itch to play the Stronghold Confessor. I'd much rather play it for 4 and actually have it be a real creature. Eldest Reborn's a nice draw. Again, under no pressure right now. The opponent appears to be black-white. So the pressure will come. We got a lot of flyers, though, which is nice. Should match up pretty well against their Pegasus Coursers and the like. Seems weird that a black-white deck is playing Divest. I mean, again, I just don't like Divest, but that one seems to be the least likely. What do they have here? Cast down? Maybe just a Vicious Offering. Could be a Gideon's Reproach. It wouldn't pause me, though, on Gideon's Reproach. Let's see what we draw. Cloud Reader's a good draw. I think I'll attack with Stronghold. We'll see what they do. Could be a Gideon's Reproach. Nope. Okay. I'm happy to end turn there. Okay. No need. My opinion, there's no need to do anything here. Whisper's fine. If they choose to attack with the Thallid, we can take it and get into a racing situation potentially, because Blink of an Eye can go off. We can Vicious Offering something. We have options. We'll see. Very slow for a black-white deck. This looks more like a black-blue deck to me. The Evident Trapper is a very good card. Wonder if there'll be an attack here. Nope. Opponent reading the situation pretty correctly. I will attack with Stronghold. If they try to do something tricky like Adamant Will or something, well, you gotta block with more than that. It's got Menace. Yeah, you gotta throw both of these things in the way. Thinking about possibly blinking it. The problem is I have no follow-up to a Blink of an Eye. It would draw me a card, but that'd be about it. So I think the Stronghold Confessor can go. I figured they had some kind of removal spell earlier when it was pausing me, so that makes a lot of sense. Deep Freeze is pretty darn good, and I feel like this opponent's going to be on a much more valuable play. So having something unconditional, not just bounce and the Vicious Offering, seems like it could behoove me. I have Eldest as well. That's a good target for a Deep Freeze. If they swing the Evident... Okay, they did. I mean, yeah, because we have a 3/4, so they can't swing anything. Me's a thinking brain. This might be a good time to Eldest, because the worst thing we get is like a Thallid Soothsayer, so I'm going to go ahead and go for it. Okay, Definite. Value the Thallid Soothsayer. We're going to play a long game. They're more than welcome to attack. Now they're either going to try to rush out a couple things. Okay, they go for unkick. So they're going to try to play 2 spells here, I think. Yep. Okay. I'm going to try to vomit out onto the board here. Oops. Primeval's Glorious Rebirth. Okay. I mean, we're in pretty good shape here. I don't really see the need to go too nuts. Might be able to just Vicious Offering the Evangel. Evangel. I don't. Evangel. I'm thinking about possibly blocking using both and then using the Rebirth to get back to Cloud Reader Sphinx. So I can block one of them, sack it. Try to just preserve our life total here. We'll see what they got. All we don't want is Invoke the Divine. Haven Sentry is fine. Gives us another Scry too. Which is pretty darn nice. Oh, Weight of Memory. We'll target... We know we want the top card, so we'll target our opponent. Not in love with targeting a black deck with a mill effect. But, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Is that Quende, and a... Okay. Well, that's pretty insane. Quende Skin Witch? Holy cow. Yeesh. Gotta hope they don't hit that Soul Salvage. Sergeant at Arms with Kicker. They're definitely trying to go wider than us. I think it behooves me to do this. This gives us the best chance here to block the board up. We'll see what they do. This could be a big turn for them to bounce back with a Thallid Soothsayer. So we'll see what they end up drawing here. They're definitely in the tank, so I don't think it was just basic land. Or else I feel like it would just basic land play at Flunge, because that would put them on an even amount of mana, so that they could activate Soothsayer 4 times, if need be. I see a highlighting of the graveyard. They have a lot of stuff. Okay, it looks like I'm still connected. Now any pause is going to be like, oh, am I connected? Or they're really in the tank on this one. Wow, they're drawing main phase. Didn't expect that. And using one of their white sources. Interesting. Okay. What are you up to, though? Alright, they're moving to attackers. Okay, they're moving through combat. Passing to me. Okay. I'm happy just still swinging my air guy. Or gal. My air whatever this thing is. Air Gordon. We'll see what we can do with that. 2 cards in hand. They're drawing more cards, going up to 3 cards in hand. That's a resolve on that one. And they're back in the tank. Okay, drum work. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't sack the suit, the deep froze Farrell bomb. I think I'm just gonna cast it. Gives me the room to do either of these 2 follow-ups. So that's not a bad thing. It's still a lethal flyer. So really all they can do is play a bigger flyer, which then gets blinked. Or kill everything with flying. Okay, they're still trying to find something. They're still trying to find an effect. Okay, they scoop them up. Can't find it. Okay. Hey, okay, it's tier 3. I get it. A little pointy bit. Moving on up. 2 wins. Deck looks solid. It's definitely slower and grindy, but that's okay. I think we have the goods to back it up. We just have to really be careful to make sure we're getting max value out of our permanents, because that's really what's going to win you a game in Dominaria draft, is being able to achieve that level of high value. Vict Gobra. Okay. We're first again, this time on a much slower hand than we've seen. If we get rushed out of the gate, we could definitely lose with this hand, but this is a solid hand with a 4-drop and a 5-drop that we can cast. In Dominaria, it's hard to aggro your opponent out, so we will try to get ahead here. Nope, sorry about the sniffles. I thought I muted the mic there in time. I did not. Got the hello back, though. Dominaria. You take 1 to 2 hits off this Dominaria. Okay, definitely on the we saw this black-white historic deck. We saw the slow hand version of it. Opponent on the beatdowns. Oof. 2 spells. Opponent got the double spell before we even cast our first spell of the game. That could be bad. And they can tell now at this point we're on a very slow deck, as our first play was a 4-drop 2/2. We are in 0 rush. But, I mean, the problem is this guy's very vulnerable to Vicious Hunger. Whatever that card is. They're probably playing it. Vicious Offering. That card they're probably going to kill this with. And they're coming in for 7 here. We just got to hope that we can slow them down a little bit. So I think the best way to do that, reduce the number of attackers coming in. I don't really care what their life total is. I can probably beat them. So I think I just want to bounce this Knight of Dominaria. And then next turn we can Cloud Reader. Try to get our Scry on. Hopefully find something a little bit more impactful than a Soul Salvage or Weight of Memory. And block the lifelink. This probably means I have like an Adamant Will or something. But when you're back-footed, you really don't have the luxury of playing around combat tricks. But it feels like they definitely have something. Charge won't do it. It needs to be like an Adamant Will. Okay. Just happy to trade off our man. They follow up with Knight and Drudge Sentinel. Okay, not a ridiculously good follow-up. So, well, Coldwater Snapper is kind of a slam dunk for us. It doesn't stave off everything, but it means that it can't be really fiddled with too easily. So if we can get that down in the Cloud Reader, and maybe we can emerge from this not dead. We'll see. There's a good chance we die. If they have like on Sarah's Wings or something along those lines, we are definitely in really bad shape. Okay. Pretty easy snap block on the 3. See if they have a follow-up. They're double creature. Which means that our Sphinx is not good enough. We're kind of... Yeah, because we let a 2/2 in no matter what. So we cast Cloud Reader and then die, I think. Well, in the light of getting things done, we'll call it there. But yeah, opponent went 2-drop, 2-drop, 1-drop, then 3-drop, or 2-drop, and then, yeah, they just, like, eviscerated us. But sometimes I have, I mean, I pointed out that the hand is slow. It's not too often you get aggroed out in Dominaria draft, but it is entirely possible. We're on the draw. I think our first time on the draw here. This hand's fine. It doesn't cast one spell, but we have 8 swamps to draw, so I'm not too worried about it. Plenty of spells to cast in the meantime. The worst draw in our deck is Island. Of course we drew it. We will draw Island, I'm sure, at least one more time. We have 9 Island, so we have 5 more to draw. Okay, blue-white. Looks like it's going to be a slow game if they're playing that card. Yep, no question, we drew the Island there. Definitely going to be a slow game if they're playing Diligent Excavator. It means they're worried about getting beat down. So, definitely going to be a slow game. Oh boy, maybe opponent's just trying something spicy and going for a mill. They're going to mill us for 4. They got a Cloud Reader, an Island, and Island. Holy crap. So we have seen 8 of our islands. Wow. That's insanity. That's nuts. If we get milled out, we get milled out. I hope not. Oh, we got getting Explorer did. Okay, getting through a lot of our land. Problem is, it really can't attack with much. Oof, we're just drawing poorly in this last game and now this game, just not finding the pieces we need. Not going well this game. But opponent's drawn pretty cool off the top. Not too worried about a hit here from a Hammered Explorer. Okay, very good. 20 cards. Okay. Got their On Sarah's Wings. That's pretty huge. I guess we'll throw double blocks here. They can only kill one of our guys unless they have a trick. Has to be better than an Adamant Will, too. I don't mind losing Mushroom Head. I'm really into drawing a million cards against an opponent that's trying to mill me. A Steer Glider. We'll double trigger. Oh my god, all the lands were on top of the stack. That's insane. Crazy. Our opponent's only drawn 5 of their land, by the way. We'll go ahead and try to deal with this thing. Maybe actually try to get ahead here a little bit. Of course, we've drawn Op, Dark Bargain, and Weight of Memory. None of those got milled. I don't mind opting here. I'd like to... Okay, that'll do. Start to take some excavators off the field here. Just strip down some resources a little bit. Right now our concern is damage, and we just need to find things that can do it. Of course they tap out. And we just keep not finding things. Seven cards. It's got Menace. Jeez Louise. Can you please draw your land? You've milled, what, one of them? Two of them. Syncopate can go for the full 4, but that's not really going to do much for me. I mean, I'll let him equip, that's fine. And I'll just bounce the excavator. What? Ugh. This has just been an astoundingly bad time. What about my graveyard? I have to have way better stuff, right? Because I've milled half my damn deck. I imagine they're just going to recast the excavator. I'll probably have to syncopate it. Deep freeze. Looks like we're syncopating that. think they managed to slow me down enough. Basically, if they draw a historic spell, we lose. Is how this is going to shape up. So basically, we're trying to fade any kind of historic spell. If they cast historic spell, we lose. If they can't cast historic spell, we win. That'll be good enough. Oh, that's annoying. That's an annoying one to lose. I don't like losing to the goofy decks. Like, cool, you build a mill deck and everything, and that'll be the one game they win. But of course, it had to be against me. I guess what you sign up for sometimes. Sometimes you just rip Diligent Excavator into Historic Spell, into his second turn Diligent Excavator, third turn Diligent Excavator, Sparring Construct, fourth turn Hammered Explorer. So they milled 7 cards in between turns 2 and 4. Pretty absurd. Well, whatever, I guess. So, this is a keep. Ain't no wrong with that. Grizzly Moth. Good name. Again, not a spectacular hand, but also not a donkey. Casts all the spells. After the first 2 games, I thought this was a good-looking deck. We'll see if I can pull the end together. But it's going to be tough. I'm definitely more suited for this kind of a fight if it's not the Saproling deck. I'm definitely on the, I'm good on the one, I cast 1 spell a turn because I can deal with their threat and present enough of a clock to win. But if they're on the Saproling plan, I'm in a little bit of trouble because Saprolings is tough for these decks to deal with. They're not super well equipped to fight that kind of fight. We'll just hold up. We have Blink of an Eye. We have Dark Bargain. I'm not super duper concerned. I don't want to throw this out and to just get Vicious Offering, so... Soul Savage Knop looked better than Island to me. And I feel like this can hit a much higher interest target. Because I can Blink of an Eye. If I minus weight and draw 3, my hand will be over. Just getting rid of a Llanowar Scout seems really low impact. Let's start with an Opt, I guess. Oh my goodness. Swamp can go to the bottom. I'm not super interested in that. Cool. That'll work. One of the 2 wizards, I think, in the deck besides this one. The Arcanist and the Scholar. Excellent. No problem with that. That's literally in here hoping that you cast a 5-drop single creature instead of recasting your Llanowar Scout. Nope, no such luck. I'll target myself. I have the Soul Salvage in my hand. Cloud Reader. Okay, cool. Puts our hand back to full. I like that. I think I'm going to have to use my Blink of an Eye, not the most valuable of fashions. But I want to get value off this Eldest Reborn. Yes, please put more lands onto the battlefield. There's one of the few ways I can deal with this 5/5. I mean, I don't think I have one that's not a 2-for-1. That's kind of a 2-for-1 because the Blink one I got used for basically nothing. But being able to recur that seems like a big game. Yeah, especially in light of that. Okay. And if they're not careful, they're going to have to deal with 2 Feral Abominations. See what they can do to get themselves out of that. Looks like nothing. Start getting to work. Start the slog. See if they have a tricky trick. Do I care? I could syncopate it. It would cost me 5. I have to syncopate it 4/5. It costs me 6 mana. It gives me no follow-up. I can Vicious it. It resolves. It's a 5/5 Death Touch. It's 1 1/4 card for 1. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. I have the ability to Soul Salvage it back on this upcoming turn. I'll be able to Soul Salvage plus cast a Cloud Reader Sphinx. This is the kind of deck I want to be playing against, I think. Just kind of a more mid-range grindy deck where I can just kind of outvalue them. Wow, they scooped. Wow. Academy Drake get there, I guess. Didn't expect to scoop. Hey. Keep grinding. Keep grinding. Keep grinding. That's all we can do is keep grinding. Mike's Kirk. Mike S. Kirk? Maybe? Maybe that's their name. This hand's kind of a do-nothing. The fear I have with it is just not playing into anything. But I think with 1 black, the Dark Bargain and a Syncopate is enough to keep me in a game. So maybe Famous Last Words. I mean, hell, I've already lost to the Mill deck, so why the hell not? Well, they got extra pointy, so they're probably the next tier up. Deck proving yet again when there's a handful of islands, there's plenty more islands to come. I think we'll just syncopate this. Cast our spells while we can. We're far enough behind I don't want to die with spells in hand. This is the kind of make or break turn for the swamp. Opponent got a good card. Okay, there we go. I mean, we're set up for a long fight, but opponent also looks pretty nicely set up for a long fight. I also would like to draw cards. What say you? Perhaps they don't like that. Okay. Oh, not that one. I feel like we've lost connection yet again. Something's happened. Yep, reconnect. It looked very much like we lost connection there. Man, it's the most I've ever seen Arena crash. I'm recording this on Tuesday night. I can't imagine there's a lot of people playing. Target a player. We'll target them. Cancel that. I think I'm going to get me with the Soul Salvage. Cloud Reader, opt. Syncopate. So next turn, I'm thinking will Soul Savage hold up Blink of an Eye and Vicious Offering is the plan right now, because the Talarian Scholar will cast eventually. It's not a big deal if we don't. Okay, we'll definitely cast. Well, now the problem is mana. So maybe we cast Vicious plus Talarian Scholar. I don't know if they'll present a ton of options for us to use, like besides like some lame-o Saprolings. So oh, they're 3 colors. Opponent pretty good. They've also targeted themselves. Opponent knows what's up. And we're just going to try to continue to double spell. They're going to have a tough time beating the opponent once they start casting their haymakers. Looks like they're targeting Soothsayer. Quite good in a long game. The opponent is up on cards right now. Starting off with a Llanowar Elf. Not a bad deal. And Snappy McSnapperson. Snappy's hard to deal. Okay. So we got to hope for no on Sarah's wings. Grun the Lonely King is fine. Zero beef with that. Wow, they didn't attack with the Cold Water Snapper? I am surprised. Whew, man, 5 mana is so much here. Should have tapped a black instead. They have 2 Divination and a Weight of Memory. Put it that good. I'm going to try to do this now. Because if they have a counter, I'd still like the ability to block it. While blocking with the Arcanist and then doing it is better. That's possibly the better way to do it, is to throw the block and then do it. So there you go. Lessons learned. How much mana did we work with? 9 mana. Try to keep things tapped evenly. Deep Freeze isn't bad. Okay, this is going to be a close one anyway you spin it. His opponent's Fungal Plots. I mean, they've gone through a lot of cards. Yeah, I didn't know how the button worked there. That was my fault. That's a creepy noise. I mean, it's definitely a noise of a bank as I was walking on a rock, but it's a creepy noise. Cancel that. We're going to play this first. They're going to either make a Saproling or just sack their Llanowar Elves. Okay. I just don't want them... I don't want to play this and then have them just sack the Grun. You're more than welcome to make a Saproling token. Should tap slightly differently to leave this or Vile Offering open. Or Vicious Offering. Why can't I say the name of this card? To leave. Whoa, they scooped. Wow, wasn't expecting. They have a Memorial Genius they could have cracked. Wow, I guess they just knew they didn't have an answer. That's surprising. Okay. We can fight the mid-rangey decks, apparently. Hey. Moving on up. Didn't expect to win that one, to be honest. Things are looking a little bleak. But good stuff. We lost to the Hyper Aggro deck and the Mill deck, like the outliers of the format. Oh, man, it's another really sketchy one. I think we're running... Are we running more Swamps than Islands? It's close. It's a 9-8. I can't remember in which direction. This could go poorly. I'm just going to unassumingly, like if they run amok or something crazy or put a frantic search or vicious, frantic, manic dealy bop. Red-green, definitely one of the more aggro decks of the format, certainly. Hey, ho. That card's what I wanted to draw. I like it. I liking it. It good. Well, this is bad. They're running the 2/2 that I can block with a 2/3 into me. So you know that's bad. But if they're going to use like +4/+4 or something, that's pretty crazy. Put a 1/1 counter on each creature. Okay, not a big deal. And we can totally invalidate that with blink of an eye. We can't totally invalidate it. That's a bit of a... Well, we got to bounce Grand Warlord Rada, unfortunately. Cancel that. Do we have to block? No, we can bounce the Bloodstone Goblin. Grand Warlord Rada can just come back down next turn and completely F us up. Well, I guess the Bloodstone gets cast by the Grand Warlord, so I should have bounced the Corrosion Druid of all three of them. Because then they couldn't have recast it, so that was definitely a misplay on my part. Need a 5-drop that does something. Because right now they're presenting lethal here. That 5-drop doesn't do anything. So we can Soul Salvage, leave up Vicious to get this down, go to 6. Which leaves us with no Dark Bargain. Then next turn we're tapping for 1 creature. I don't think there's a way we win this one. That was definitely a big misplay on my part. During these aggro matchups, you could really be careful and take your time. I definitely underthought the best play there. Because right now I'd just be being attacked for 5 instead of 8. So... And that's the thing, is we're to the point now 1 creature's not good enough and I can't draw 2 cards at the same time. So, once again, our low creature count is going to end up costing us. Man, these aggro decks tonight have been curving out like I would not believe. Yep. That's it. So, we lose to the outliers in the aggro decks and the mill deck, which is a particularly disgusting loss in my opinion. I mean, you know, it happens. We're playing a slow controlling deck, so these are the kind of the ropes you face when you play a slow controlling deck. So we'll open our pack because we drafted, and that's how we do. We got a Sulphur Falls. Ooh, that's an exceptionally good one actually, so don't mind that. Kind of worth the gems for that one. And the video. So just to reevaluate kind of the situation, I don't think we boffed too many plays. I think I mentioned every one that we boffed. The biggest one there at the end was not bouncing the Corrosion Druid, so that they couldn't have recast off Rada. They would have just that would have given us a turn. Then that turn with I still don't think we had enough time to Soul Salvage the Tolarian Scholar. Yeah, I don't think we did. Because we could have Soul Salvage, held up enough for the Vicious Offering, got the Bloodstone Goblin, got attacked for 3. And then we could have played Feral Abomination. And it would have been close. It would have given us an extra turn, no doubt. But I don't know if our hand still had the oomph to get there. So that's a big problem, even with the extra value. But definitely a good idea no matter what when you are playing limited. Go back, reevaluate the missteps. Don't just look at, oh my god, I can't believe you drew that. The mill deck is a good example of not like over like, oh my god, I can't believe they drew that many. I think they drew a total of 8 of their land of what is likely 16 or 17 lands. So they just managed to draw 5 or 6 historic. Like they had the game, right? Like that was the game of their lives probably as far as that deck's concerned. But the trick is to just, did I misplay at any point in that game? Maybe I wasn't aggressive enough with my Stronghold Confessor. I threw them out the times that all they had to block with was an 0-4 and a 1-3, so they would have had to lose the 1-3. Maybe I should have, instead of killing off the Austere Glider, maybe I should have gotten the Diligent Excavator, but the odds of them milling me at that point in the game, not awful, but still lower than them killing me with the Austere Glider. It can't block, but 3 damage a turn could have closed out the game close to the same amount of time the mill did. So that's a thing. Maybe that was the misstep there. I mean, it's always good if you can try to reevaluate the game states. The deck definitely we knew going on was going to be largely weak to the super aggro decks. The thing about Dominaria is it's generally not an aggressive format. You saw the green-red deck with Rada, like curve into Rada. Sometimes that happens. We saw the deck that went 2-drop, 2-drop, 1-drop, 4-drop, and just like murdered us. That also happens. But those are kind of the more outliers of the deck. Those decks tend to not do the best because they can get outclassed so easily by the green decks. So it's hard to say what's the best one, what's the best way to go. That's why you draft, right? And the problem is, too, we're also in mixed pods drafting with bots. So you never know what you're going to get, and it makes it a little easier to force fringy archetypes like aggro because the bots tend to use what's the most drafted cards in the format statistically to take their cards. I don't know if there's more to it, and they haven't really announced if there was more to how the bots worked than that, so we don't quite know how the sausage is made entirely, but that's generally what we know is they run off of a lot of statistical information. So those fringe cards that don't get taken as highly tend to be pretty good decks to jump on in Arena because people simply aren't drafting them, so you can get picks like Grand Warlord Rada and all the red 2-drops quite late in the format. You just have to early pick like your Shivan Fires and your cheap interaction, which is, makes the thing pretty easy. So overall, I think that was a pretty solid deck. Felt like a B to me, but ended up performing closer to a C. 4 wins, 3 losses, pretty average. Not bad, still a positive record on the night, but still a little clunky. But Dominaria Draft's so sweet. It's hard to get really upset at Dominaria Draft. I mean, like, we lost to 2 aggro decks. We knew our deck was weak to that, but we lost to a mill deck, which is kind of cool that deck can be drafted. It's a really hard deck to draft, too. So hopefully that person went better than, like, 1-3, and we were their only win. But I hope that they get there with that deck. But it's a sweet format. You can kind of do whatever you want. As far as limited goes, we've been getting really lucky. We went Dominaria, bit of a drop on the ball with M19, but then we went right into Guilds of Ravnica, which has been a lot of fun, a really diverse and interesting and deep draft format, and Ultimate Masters, which has been some of the most fun that I've had drafting in a while because the decks are just super duper sweet. It's almost like Cube. It's a real blast. So we've been having a great time drafting. If you want to catch more stuff we're up to, it's supraliminalfilms.com for everything. If you're watching this, you already found our YouTube, so make sure you subscribe below and ring the bell for notifications. If you want to watch us live on Twitch, we stream live every single Sunday, unless PAX is going. I think it's the only time we've missed a Sunday since May. And other than that, we're making a concerted effort to try to find at least another night, even if it's only a couple times a month, to bring you some other stuff. 2019 will be pretty epic. If you're around New Year's Eve, we have big plans for that. So if you're just hanging out, check us out on twitch.tv/supraliminalfilms for some epic New Year's Eve activity. We hopefully at the time I release this, should be next week and should have a little bit of time still for you guys to catch up with that. Bare minimum, if we can't get the sweetness working, we'll at least draft some Arena New Year's Eve and bring in the new year the right way with some sweet, sweet games. So Catch us for games, catch us for films, YouTube, Twitch, just the website, supraliminalfilms.com. We got podcasts. We got everything you could possibly want to entertain you for hours and hours and hours and hours, and you get the idea. So until next time, cast them more spells.